Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. For me, it started with a single suitcase, a lot of dreams, and no guarantee. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Moving to UK as an international student was a dream come true for me, but it came with a price. There were no safety nets. I had to learn everything from scratch. How to manage my time, how to stretch a week's groceries within a student budget, and how to fix Wi-Fi without crying. And most importantly, how to stay focused in a world that always felt like it was constantly moving on. While all others were out there for socializing, joining friend groups, making memories, I often stayed in. Because my goals required certain sacrifices. I skipped parties, I skipped short-term fun. I skipped being connected just to stay committed. I still remember the days, the evenings I sat on my tiny room, thinking and crying whether I will be worth it. Am I missing out? But deep inside, I told to myself, Jeevan, I'm here not just for a degree. I'm here to build a life. Now let me take you back. Last November, right after finishing my master's from Kingston University, I relocated to Norwich for my first full-time job in UK. Now Norwich is a really nice place if you love sheep, peas and 3 buses in a day. But deep inside, I didn't want to settle there. My heart was still full in London, the city where the tube delays that question your life choices, but still it felt like home. So what did I do? I started applying again for jobs, a whole round of new CVs, cover letters, and those delightful messages. We regret to inform you. At one point, I started realizing that I was collecting those rejection mails like Pokemon cards. You got to catch them all, right? I traveled all over UK like a tour guide with no group to guide. Interviews in Birmingham, assessment in Manchester, and at one point I started realizing I didn't even realize which city I woke up in. I started rating train sandwiches out of 10 just to stay entertained. Fellow Toastmasters and my dear friends, London always felt like a home for me. The city where I arrived full of dreams. The city that made me who I am now. Last week something magical happened, and that's the reason why I'm standing here today. I got another job offer from NHS in Guildford, and I'm joining as an IT engineer in the next 2 weeks. And what makes it truly special? Finally, I'm coming back to London, at least closer to London. When I packed my bags and moved to Norwich, I told myself, Jeevan, this is going to be temporary. You will be back. Just hold on. Yes, I'm back. Not physically, but emotionally. I'm finally back to the place where I always belong to. Yes, I might be still broke in London, but at least I will be broke and happy. But at the moment where I shared my news with my family, those celebrations lasted approximately 12 seconds before the real agenda kicked in. My parents were like, Jeevan, you got the job. We are so proud of you. Now let me tell you something. When you're planning for the marriage, suddenly my relatives started calling in more than the HR recruiters ever did. My cousins started calling, and my aunties I haven't seen for a while. They were like, Jeevan, I know someone's daughter who knows Java and Python. I told them, I just came out of a struggle recently. Don't put me into another battlefield so soon. But through all the struggles I went through, here's what I've learned. It was not about getting a job. This journey taught me more than just patience. When life feels like a mess, like there is no direction, send the next application, take the next train, and avoid the marriage proposal, and everything falls into place. have a huge group of friends, and I'm not the loudest person in the group. But I always learn the importance of talking to people, connecting with them, reaching out, and following up with them. Even though the small conversation can lead to a big opportunity. I learned hard work does not pay off immediately, but it will pay off eventually. You have to stick with it for a long, for the magic to happen. Fellow members, have you ever noticed the difference between a raw egg and a boiled egg? If you drop this raw egg from the top, it will break instantly. And what about this boiled egg? It will survive the impact. Why? Because it went through the heat, the pressure, the boiling. Yes, it's tough, not because the way it started, because the way it went through. And that's what life does to us. The struggles, the sacrifices, the waiting, these are the heat that prepare us for the fall. Fellow members, they are not going to break you, they are going to build you. So any one of you in the room are feeling like you are in the middle of the boiling water, let me tell you once again, they are not going to break you, they are making you stronger more than you have ever been. So let me ask you once again, what if all the heat that you are facing right now is what exactly preparing you to survive from the fall and rise even more higher? Back to Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster.